For those that saw my last video, this is a continuation of my Transformers binge watch before the new film releases in theaters. I had seen some parts of the movies before, but not as a whole, or if I did, I don't remember anything much, so I've been watching them all through to become familiar with the world and story again. I already watched the first one, so you can check that out, but this one is definitely not as good. The best way for me to put it is that the weaknesses of the first film are still there, but a good portion of the strengths from the first one weren't focused on again. One of my favorite aspects of the original, and what made it bearable, was how good the action was choreographed, and paired with the music and cinematography, and here it just was an utter disappointment. The action still looked decent throughout the movie, but there just weren't many awe-inspiring shots, and then paired with a lack of music, it just made a lot of it feel bland to me. Maybe it was just my expectations coming in off the first one, but I finished the first film and then went to listen to the soundtrack for the rest of the night. Here, nothing stood out to me at all. There were also a lot of action scenes that felt like they just came out of nowhere. There was no build-up, no excitement or suspense, it just came out of nowhere and then finished just as quickly. Speaking of expectations, I think another reason I didn't enjoy this one as much was because I was already used to the visual effects. I was surprised at how good everything looked in the first one, but with this movie coming out only 2 years later, there weren't many drastic advancements in that department, so I was kind of used to how everything looked and just took it for granted. Something that I did like about this one was that it gave me some of these emotional moments. I never mentioned it in my review for the first one, but it was surprising and a bit confusing how all of that happened and none of our main characters, or even notable side characters, died as a result. Here, I still don't think anyone is gone permanently, but both Optimus Prime and Sam were dead for a period of time. I would have liked for a little more time to be spent on the aftermath of Prime's death. He's a huge character in these films, and it felt like the story just kept going. Him coming back obviously would have made a huge emotional scene retroactively seem pointless, but I still would have liked some more time there. Sam's near death I thought was done pretty well. The sudden stoppage in fighting did catch me off guard a bit, but despite assuming he'd come back to life, this scene had the emotional weight to it and gave me chills watching it. The vision he had felt a little silly, but it's something that I can look past. Going more into the story, kind of like the first film, the second act is really what gets me interested in the movie, when they're searching for the Matrix, and then you get everyone meeting up in Jordan and then the action kicks off. But everything other than that just fell flat for me. The first half of the movie was a very slow burn. Much of the story felt forced, and the way it all connected together just didn't work for me. Both the backstory and present day weren't very interesting, and it all felt very convenient and forced, much more than the original film. And to be honest, I never really cared about the characters. There was a good amount of time spent on the relationships between Sam and Michaela, and then Sam and his parents, and it all felt out of place. I get the need to develop the characters and create an attachment between them and the audience, but these movies are not carried by their characters, at least not by the humans. The strengths of these films is the action and how cinematic some of these moments look and feel, and that was where it really lacked for me. And again, going into The Dark Moon, I have no idea what to expect. I was really excited for the rest of these following the first movie, but to be honest, my excitement has dipped a little after this one, so I'm hoping that the third is a solid rebound. Comment down below what you think of the second Transformers movie, and what movie reviews you'd like to see in the future. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for more movie content, and follow me on my various platforms listed in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.